What happens when greed meets desperation?
Yeah.
How far would you go to get what you want?
Even my life is even on the line. So please, help me so that we can get out of this all.
How could you do this to me?
A gripping movie inspired by a true life story.
Maybe you could consider other options.
You think I've not done that?
Experience the twist, the betrayal, and the thrill that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready for the movie. The Inside Enemy. The Inside Enemy dropping on Delta TV YouTube channel on November 1 at 9 p.m. prompt. Don't miss it.
Efe, you see, maintaining peace and security in Delta State remains a priority for the Governor Sheriff Oberewori-led administration.
It's clear for everyone to see that the Governor Sheriff-led administration is focused on promoting the well-being of all Deltans. Did you know that the Delta State Contributory Health Insurance Scheme currently caters to over 1,995,816 enrollees?
My God, no wonder Dr. Ifanyo Swaza is said that Governor Sheriff is staying committed to delivering the more agenda to Deltans.
Yes, you can say that again. Are you aware that Governor Sheriff Oberewori's administration has also taken significant steps to ease land acquisition as a strategy to mitigate Nigerians' housing deficits?
Governor Sheriff, very impressive. He's not just focusing on one area, maybe just health or peace and security. Is making sure that all areas experience the more agenda. Even when the Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, inaugurated the completed Okpanami-Busa bypass, he said he was particularly impressed with the performances of Governor Oberewori in 1 year of his administration.
Of course, it is clear now that the Governor Sheriff Infrastructural Development is creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Ahead of a lady by the name Doris Uzo, who relocated her business to the bypass area, and she is doing very well.
Talking about the bypass, Governor Sheriff did a very good one there. The 5.3 kilometer road
and 10.6 kilometer length of drain.
Yes. Coming from Mornin now, I didn't need to drive through those distance Coca area. I just took this shortcut, you know.
Hey, you don't want to burn your fuel now. I know you. You get money, but you don't want to spend them.
Governor Sheriff don't do road. Make I still waste. Don't be your fault. Now Sheriff will do road for you. You don't see how now.
Governor Sheriff putting smiles on the faces of Deltans.
So we are very happy because our government is working so hard.
New Sheriff in town. He's doing very, very well in Delta State.
Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
Delta State Government Special Announcement. Nigerian Army 88 regular recruits intake for non-trades and tradesmen and women. Delta State Government and His Excellency, the Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oberewori JP, is by this announcement encouraging qualified Delta youths and members of the public to apply online for the Nigerian Army 88 regular recruits intake for non-trades and tradesmen and women. Duration of application. The application, which commenced on Monday 30th September 2024, will end on Friday 8th November 2024. The online application is free of charge. Entry qualification. The minimum entry qualification is 4 credit passes at not more than 2 sittings in WASE, GCE, NECO and NAPTEP ordinary levels, while tradesmen and women must possess additional trade test or City and Guard certificate. Qualified Delta youths are advised by the state government to visit the Nigerian Army's recruitment website at https://recruitment.army.mil.ng to fill and submit the online application free of charge. Take note that all applicants are expected to be single and Nigerian citizens by birth and must possess a national identity card or NIN slip, valid age declaration or birth certificate endorsed by the National Population Commission. Applicants must be between 18 and 22 years for non-tradesmen and women as of 31st December 2024 and not more than 26 years for tradesmen and women as at 31st December 2024. Height of applicants must not be less than 1.68 meters tall for male and 1.65 meters tall for female. Shortlisted candidates in Delta State must be medically, physically, and psychologically fit in accordance with Nigerian Army standard. Screening of shortlisted candidates shall take place in Delta State at the Senator Complex, GRA, along I Court Road, near Event Center of Okpanam Road, Asaba, with effect from Thursday 5th to Thursday 9th December 2024, beginning from 7 a.m. daily. Recruitment of successful candidates into the Nigerian Army will provide paid and pensionable employments for Delta youths, male and female. Nigerian Army will also be responsible for university education where applicable and subsequent professional training at all levels. The state government, Mo Agenda, clearly supports this initiative, which is why His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sharif Obrewori JP, is encouraging all qualified youths to apply for this recruitment exercise. It's also an opportunity to serve our nation, Nigeria, within and outside the country. Consequently, Delta State government urges chairmen of local government councils, traditional rulers, pastors and imams of churches, mosques and other faith-based organizations to encourage qualified constituents, subjects and members to apply and participate in the ongoing Nigerian Army 88 RRI recruitment exercise. For further information and free of charge online application, visit the Nigerian Army website at https://recruitment.army.mil.ng. This message is brought to you by Delta State Orientation and Communications Bureau, Governor's Office, Asaba.
Alright, you're welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's Tuesday's edition of the Top Flight television program, Morning, and we are that spot where we'll be chatting up with our guest who had been on this show 2 weeks ago, and we didn't have all the time to actually deal deeper into our topic. So he's joining us this morning. I'd like to make welcome our own Agbazim Senator Henry, MD CEO, Eldershan Network Limited, and also doubles as the Delta State Program Manager of Government Enterprises and Empowerment Program under the National Social Investment Program Agency. Mr. Henry, we welcome you to our studio. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, and we looked at, I think we could point of time that day, and we just looked at the surface level of the palliative, and I know you just touched on it, skeletally. Why also it's more beyond that. So we're looking at palliative, the role of government. So I want you to take it away from where we dropped that conversation the other day. That it's with the major cure, which you say is social register, which is a major channel for delivering on the state commitment to inclusiveness, which not only assures social justice, but also enhances towards the social economic progress of the state.
Yes.
So can you speak to that quickly?
Okay, thank you very much for having me today. So I said giving out palliative, and all of that is not a bad idea. But I said the solution for all of this, because when you give palliative today, it's very important. It's very possible that the same people you give today is the same people you give tomorrow, and you keep on recycling the same thing. So I came up with a solution. That the solution for it is actually social register, to be able to, to help government to plan on, social interventions, and I'm going to be pinpointing some of the benefits today and all of that. But before I go into that, I can tell you for sure that no local government, no state, as a country we are, that has a full or a comprehensive database of Nigerians. No, it's not done. I can tell you that. I know about National Social Investment Program, Social Register, Federal Government National Social Register, which was rejected by the National Economic Council when they wanted to share this fuel subsidy stuff. Of course, I think Ogun State's governor that was is the chairman of the Economic Council. Then they met and they rejected the National Social Register because it lacks a lot of things. First, the extent of its coverage is suspect. Do you understand? Then the state do not have the authority over those data. And then if you come to Delta State, for example, they only cover, I think, about 10 local government as a poor local government. And if you come to those local government, the people that were affected were not more than, in totality, they are not up to 8,000. But I'm not sure they are up to 5,000. So what it means is that it's not holistic, it's not comprehensive. A social register, they used it for CCT, which is conditional cash transfer, and other intervention.
In Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria, yeah, they use it for CCT, and then that's in Nigeria, and I think that's what daycare too is using. That's N-Care that came, domesticating it's Delta Care, for COVID-19, to be able to cushion the effect of COVID-19. So fast forward to what I was saying, social register will help you. Let me highlight some of the benefits I said. I said social register will serve, excuse me, as a centralized database that will enable the government identify and provide targeted assistance to individuals and families. That what I was trying to say, if you ask any government, for example, any local government, how many blind people do you have? How many deaf people do you have? How many dumb people do you have? How many youth are out of jobs? How many youth are jobless? How many youth have skill? How many youth are unskilled? No state, no local government has such data.
Or they have, and it's maybe not entirely correct.
No, they don't. I can tell you that. They don't have. Do you know the reason? The way we approach intervention is entirely different from international standard. The international standard was what World Bank brought through CCT, that conditional cash transfer, making use of Kobo Collect through NASCO. But they were not holistic. So, and they were not being specific. Like, for example, they use the word vulnerable. But in the word vulnerable is not specific. You understand? So, you must be able to disintegrate these issues into the blind, out of school children, the deaf. So that international partners will know where to measure into. You understand? There are people who are willing to come in as international, but you must have a database. You must have a database as a local government, as a state. So, for example, why I said so, if you see, for example, Ministry of Youth, like when they did RISA and all of that, they have a data for those that apply, and there's those that got it. They are doing an intervention program, right? We also have other ministries who are doing intervention programs. So somebody can go to youth and collect as a youth, collect the intervention, qualify. Also go to trade, Ministry of Trade, and also collect intervention because maybe he's a trader. So do you understand? But if you have a social register that already has an existing data, you don't even need them to come and be applying. All the state need to do, or the local government need to do, is to look at those who were at that very time, the people we are talking about who want to intervene, the people that we want to, give intervention to. They will just query the system. We need youth without job between the ages of this and ages. The database, the social register will give it all. Will bring them forward. So you don't need the people coming. For example, there are sometimes maybe the intervention government or individual, whatever want to give, is maybe 150,000 naira. And then they say they should be done in the headquarters of each local government. You people should come there to come and register. I can assure you there are some local government headquarters, because we experience this in GEEP, Government Enterprise and Empowerment, that's market money. I have a lot of experience, so I'm speaking from. So you see people, maybe at 50,000 or maybe 150 you want to give them. People will pay from where they are living to the local government headquarters. It's maybe 3,000 going. There are some 4,000. There are some 5,000. So coming for registration, they will go back again. Federal government will call them back to come and do verification. They have spent another 10 before they will not come for verification. What is remaining from the money?
50,000.
Do you understand? But with social register, all of this are done. They already know the people, and guess what? Most of the time, the targeted people do not even have that chance, do not even have that strength to begin to go to the local government headquarters. So it became the same set of people that always go for any intervention. So once you tell your friend, look, they are doing something, all of us flood ourselves to local government headquarters. But if you have a state social or a local government social register, once you put your name, it will pop up that you have gotten an intervention before.
So you are just an individual, and then coming up with this kind of initiative.
Exactly.
So I must commend you for that. But then I'm wondering, why do you think that government of today, the government that we have today, the administration that is running, is not able to build a social register, making it easier or convenient for them to have a database, especially for the distribution of palliatives in the state and local government level. What do you think are some of the challenges that they are encountering, and why are they not having it?
Okay, so
you think it's their making, or
no, it's not their making. For example, the past administration, I can tell you that there was, through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Social Development, then, the administration had so much interest in social register because they know that's the way to go. Unfortunately, as of the time this was approved, it was almost election time.
Last year?
Yeah. So you can, last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. You can be assured that social register cannot go in at that time. Okay. Because as a state, the opposition, each party, they will begin to say they are taking that data for election and all of that to avoid some people coming in to register because of party affiliation and all of that. They had to step it down.
Oh.
And I'm sure this very government now, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, whom I trust so much, knows very well how the people are feeling. I'm very sure he's going to, while we are talking about it now, he's going to take hold of it and then let Deltans, and then especially the local government now that now has autonomy, let them, because they are the closest to the people, let them have the social register.
What does it take for a state to have a social register?
It takes a lot, it takes a lot. But let me exhaust this benefit. Okay. Will you?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you. So I also said social register tailor assistance to individual needs, preventing oversights and catering precisely to what each beneficiary requires, bolstering their overall quality of life. I also say that the government can streamline social welfare programs to ensure efficient allocation of resources and improve the overall well-being of the citizen. I also say this will benefit the state or local government by promoting efficiency and informed governance while providing for vulnerable citizens a simplified, personalized, and a dignified pathway to essential social support. Okay. This transformative initiative aligns with the state or local government interests with the well-being of most marginalized citizens, embodying progress, compassion, and social responsibility. It will help in planning of resources allocation and inform policy decision through data-driven insight. When you have data, when you have your data, you already know. For example, the last time I came here, I said, apart from miracle, do you know that there's now an hearing aid?
Of course.
Good. Technology.
The former president distributed about 10,000 recently.
Good. Now, what it means is that if you have the database of those who have hearing challenges, a state or a local government can actually approach international partners or local partners to support. So those people, essentially, even though they need money, but their primary need at that time is that hearing aid. So when you do that for them, they will be grateful. So, but you must have a data for international partners or local partners to come in. So that's what we are soliciting for government at the state level, at the federal level, at the local government to take the initiative of social register. Seriously, let them have it. When you do, you not even have you can, as a local government chairman, you can beat your chest and tell them how many youth that are not employed.
And the figures are correct.
Do you understand? You can tell them how many youth that are graduates without skills. How many youth that are undergraduate? How many people who are out of school? What is the challenge? Why are you out of school? Government has made primary, secondary free of charge. So by the time you streamline, you have this database, you can now begin to do your publicity. You can write to international donors that you people are ready.
Okay.
You understand? You meet them. They are interested. But the truth is that there is no data.
From what you've just said, from what you've been saying since you came in, personally I'm interested. So I'm wondering, why have you sent proposals? Have you spoke to this administration about it? How far have you fared in disseminating this kind of information? And how many people have you been able to convince? Because I don't think you should limit it to just the state, maybe Delta State. I think that all states, all 36 states, including FCT, is supposed to also buy into this innovation. So how far have you fared? And how are people receiving or accepting this?
So the truth about it is that where I have been able to, what I did was I started with the local government. Recently, after the local government autonomy, I've sent some proposal to, I can mention one state, excluding Delta State. You know, because anywhere I go to, and I talk about social register, and I'm able to define it, people are eager. You see, within the 4 local government I've done proposal. I intend to go to all the local governments in Delta State to give them, because I have what it takes. I have not just speaking, I have the design, I have international standard. Yes, you know, best practices for them. You know, when you do something abroad, like for example, when Delta State government banned Okada and all of that, it's a fine, good one. But the truth is that we didn't exhaust the tech aspect of it. Let me give you, for example, if one of the Okadas are on our social registers and all of that, we'll give them what we call social identification number. So when something happens, I easily, when they come to a park, there's a park chairman. So they clock in. With the ID card, there's going to be a chip inside.
Yeah, yes.
So what they do is they clock in. As they're moving, there's a tech that is there monitoring their movement everywhere. So what
tech inside the bike?
No, not, is embedded in the ID card.
And so what if the person decides to just drop the ID card?
No, that's what we're saying now.
You must wear it.
No, you must wear the ID card. You must wear your ID card for proper ID. So from here now to Obogonogo, there's another park there. So if you go there, for them to, for proper identification, for you to pass from there, they must see your ID card. And they bring their system to check. Once a clock, it will show your name, show your picture. I say, okay, go. So you see, it's an identification process. Now, if anything happens, we already know where it's happening.
But it takes a lot. I'm thinking.
No, it doesn't take. It doesn't. No, it doesn't take it. No, it's only the manpower. After all, we have the manpower.
We do.
You understand? So all we need to do, I can be here and prefer that solution, how it's going to work. Remember, I'm a tech person.
You are.
So I should be able to tell you how these things prefer. So, but their decision, government is final and it's fine. You understand? But like I said, this world, we are now in what we call ATS, Advanced Technology Extended. and we have now driven to AI war. Okay. You understand? Yes, artificial. So most of the things, there's nothing that is impossible now. Once you can think it, it can come. All you need to do is for us to sit down, look at how we can tailor it to your best interest. So, like social register, it's not going to be the same with, for example, Oshimiri North, with Oshimiri South, or Anyocha North, or Anyocha South. There must be something that is so unique about them, that they will ask you to add this to our social register. This kind of people, add them. This kind of people, we don't have them, remove them. You understand? And then when we are doing social register, there's no party affiliate. It has no coloration for party. It has no race. You understand? It has no religion. So social register is social register. When you say, oh, query the system, I need, the state government can say, oh, we want to give people in Oshimiri North, traders there. We want to give them, there's something they do there that the state government need. You understand? We want to intervene there. So give us all the traders. They will query the system with, it's not just data. We are talking about data integrity. So it's going to show their face. It's going to show their thumbprint. It's going to show everything about them. So with that, you know you are doing the right thing. And every year, you get people that will update this report. In case of maybe accident, and all of that. Maybe the person had an issue, is no longer, is diseased and all. So what we need as an individual from that, you don't have the right to remove. It has a process to remove the person. You must write. For example, if it's in local government, you must, as the lead agent or as the PM, project manager in that ward, you will write to your local government, HPM. You write to the chairman through the office of the HPM. They will sit down, send their M&E, monitoring and evaluation, to go and verify that that person you say is dead is actually dead. Then by the time they do, the local government will now write authorizing for the removal. And you see, it's only the local government that will have access, the last password for removal.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so quickly, Mr. Henry, we're talking about due process now.
Yeah.
Because one problem with our Nigerian factor, especially when it has to do with palliative, is due process. Some people might say, we are too used to palliative for the vulnerable, rice, beans. You understand?
When you're sick, rice.
You
You're aware,
understand?
rice.
Forgetting that there are other areas of intervention that the government can come in through. Due process. Is it really possible for us to have due process in all of these? Because this social register is what obtains in civilized climes.
Yeah.
You just pop it up, and there's intervention. But considering our Nigerian factor, for example, do we see it actually not hitting the brick wall?
Okay. Thank you very much. The reason, you see, social register, like I said earlier, it has no race, it has no religion, it has no party affiliation. It's all about individual in a tailored or a geometric, because we also use geometric for agriculture. For those that say this is my farm, we use geo-target to be able to say, oh, so nobody else will tell us that is the farm. So what I'm trying to say is, social register captures individuals, not collective people. Now, when we raise a question, now we collect based on the need assessment. Now, when it is done, the system automatically put them to where they belong. For example, youth without skill, you see it. Youth with skill, graduates, traders, out of school children. So when a government want to intervene, when they query the system, it is the people that belong to that category that will come out. So not only government, when international, they can solicit for the data. For so people, like what we were saying, the hearing aid, how many people that are deaf? There's these people they call, I've forgotten what they call them, this albino. Such people, it's expensive to maintain them. That's right. So those that they already have association internationally. I want to, we always want to intervene, but there must be a data, not just association. No, government after God is government. Yeah. They must give you that authority. Once government hand is not in it, forget about it. But once government, so all government need to do is to come in and let's do it. When we do it, they take back their data. So anybody, anywhere they want to go for internet, the government can travel to anywhere, so depending on the need of the government and depending on the tailored information for that social register. Because, okay, we want to meet UNICEF for out of school children. With data. Oyibo man know they play with data. So with data, they say, you have all of this? Okay, this is what we have. How can you help us? You see, government is now talking. You understand? With data, with facts. What we call data integrity. Because in all of this, they must do evaluation. They must do verification. So that you register does not mean it's final. No. Because one of the major facts that we're going to use is you're not going to bring people who are going to, from Asaba, to come and register, for example, in Ela, or from Asaba to register people in Akubene. No. It's somebody from there who already know themselves, who has been there, that will do the registration. And we can, you can make use of the traditional ruler's house to avoid political clash. Traditional rulers' palace. People will assemble. You take them one after the other. Today we can say it is blind people who are taken. Tomorrow we are going to be registering people who are deaf with a sound tailor-made software for this. You understand? Automatic.
So the maintenance, let's talk about the maintenance of the software. Is it the parts, the components, are they easily accessible?
No, very easily accessible. And guess what? We'll build it in such a way that security, because one thing about cloud or, offline or storage, as we might call it, is security. Yeah. CM, you must be able to get a strong security to be able to guide it, to avoid hackers.
Yeah, but we will see experience. Now that you're talking about that, there is a popular bank, I don't want to mention the name, that's experiencing similar thing. I don't know if they hacked there or they're trying to upgrade, and then it's affecting a lot of things. So how do you hope to manage that when eventually?
No, there's
eventuality.
There's not going to be eventuality. In tech, like I've told you, we have moved from 80 to ATS, advanced technology extended. There are many options. Yeah, many options in the sense that, remember, let me give you one example. Now, it's most at times is the option of low quality. You see this option, you see this other option. You now decide to choose the other option that is lower. Of course, it is people that made it, and because they couldn't make the other one. That's why they stopped here.
Okay.
Right? So, but this other one has advanced. So, why not go with those that have advanced? So, by the time you manage fund, let's manage you can get the reaction of these people. Just to tell you that these people are still babies. That's tech world for you. So go for the best. Get the best. I can tell you for some time now, there's been Bank One that has been doing the MFI and MFB. And of course, they've not had issues because their system is very solid. Yeah, so I'm not going to advertise for anybody, but if you follow those who understand the trick of the trade in technology, there won't be an issue. After all, there is a backup. You must always have a backup. But when you have a system, you don't have a backup, then there are issues. And there's need for you to always upgrade your software. And, data operating software. You must do that to avoid, because of people's information. People's information.
The data there.
Yes. You must guide it with all sense of responsibility. Yeah. Because if anything happens, it boils down to government.
That means you need workforce, you need a lot of trainings. You are going to do a lot of trainings for them. Because you can't certainly do it alone.
Okay, so for those that are going to be on the field, there are some level of access
that they have.
Yes,
They will have.
They cannot even go to any place closer to where you are thinking about.
Really?
No. We don't do that. You can't do that.
Somebody will have to do it still. It's not robots.
No, what I'm trying to say is the person that will have to do it will be the authority. So if he now likes to be the one to put his house in fire, fine. We already know. Let me tell you one secret. When you go to banking, the software they are using, when you key in, when you want to access customer information, when you key that information, first they want you to sign, write your account number and sign that is your own.
Yes.
Okay? Once you do that, they key it in. Now, I can tell you, if anything happened to that mandate, bank, the software already know the person that logged in to that account.
That's true.
That's technology for you.
They give you token as well. You must use token to access that kind of information.
So they already know the staff that entered into that very mandate. So if anything happens, they will hold the person responsible.
So what if I've jackpot out of the country?
No, there's no, you can't. Why do you are on process? Why you on process? Everybody is alerted. So the mechanism that is being put in place is not it's not something you just. It's a very strong security, software security that has been put in place to manage those kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry.
Yeah.
You're actually a delight, putting all of this together. Yeah. But just before we let you go, how responsive has the government been? Because this idea is quite lofty. Are they giving you all the support? How cooperative have the 25 local government chairmen been, so to speak?
Okay, I've not reached out to all the 25 local government chairmen. I've not reached out to all of them. I dropped in 2 or 3 or 4 local governments, and of course they are trying as much as possible to look at is this thing very lofty idea? Is it what can we do this thing? They are looking at the finance to be too big. So I'm coming in when they call me to tell them, no, it's not that what you think. With this, we cannot. So they are surprised. So some of them were on the process now of that's like 4 local government I've met already, and I'm going to go forward to meet a lot of them so that we can. It's the best thing to do for our state. You know, I trust the governor of the state and his team that they will embrace social register. It will be easier for us. So it has no party coloration. The governor can do an intervention using a social register. So when ministry of this, ministry of that wants to do an intervention, once they key in the name, they say, no, this one don't get.
To bounce back.
This one don't get.
There'll be an alert.
This one don't get. You understand? And there's no need for us to come and be queuing.
Oh.
You know, they want to register. People will come from Bomade. People will come from Burutu to Asaba. No need. There's no need.
You know one thing we believe in Nigeria? If it's not strenuous, that means it's not effective.
To come and collect.
You see suffering in Nigeria. When you are not suffering, like the process is not strenuous, especially when you go to some offices to get something, maybe your file, and you don't have to beg and stay for hours. Oh, it's not Nigeria. And I think that the culture needs to change.
It's not our culture. It's people, it's man-made.
Man-made culture?
Yeah, no, it's not our culture. Our culture, we are hospitable people. We get people, you know, we are receptive people, you know. So, by this very one, like I said, you don't need to come from that. As far as the system has shown the people, for example, now, we say traders. Petty, because trading is going to be classified. Lost the way we have MSME, right? Micro, mini. You know, we have medium, and then that's medium, small. Then we even have nano.
That is
the little of them all.
Oh, nano. Okay.
You understand? Just like, you know.
Governor Sheriff, they give us more better things for Delta.
That's why, so na truth.
Na truth, oh. This Ugeli why they stay so. Yes. Governor Sheriff, they do roads.
That's why,
He not only they do roads, so they also they do drainages to make sure say the roads where we go they get for Delta, you know go poor. Me and you know say Governor Sheriff, they.
All right, welcome back. Yes, we had to redirect our source of technical supply. Just when we were about at the verge of working it out, we had an issue. So, Mr. Henry, we'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If he had said that we'll just keep bringing
Yes,
you on the
I love this kind of conversation because, I mean, tech, we need to look beyond oil and then focus on tech.
Yes,
tech is the new gold mine that we need to harvest. And,
you really understand.
That's it. So we'd like to have you back again soon.
Thank you.
All right, this is where we drop this particular spot, and we'll take a break. We've been discussing extensively with Mr. Henry Agwazim, Senator, MDCO L Daska Network Limited. He's also the Delta State Program Manager of Government Enterprises and Empowerment Program under the National Social Invested Program Agency. He's spoken so much that we need not say more. But we'll be bringing him again to look at other areas because obviously he's a wealth of knowledge, especially from the entrepreneurial point of view. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So we'll take a break, and then when we come back, morning.
Una know say to chop plenty fruit and vegetable every time dey help person live long? You no go fit see anything when they give good nutrition when boku pass fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables get plenty vitamins like vitamin A, B, C and E and other minerals like magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, potassium and folic acid. You see, food when contain vegetables and fruit, they help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some kind cancer, help lower cholesterol level and blood pressure, remove yamayama from your system, protect you from digestion wahala and high problem, come make your skin dey shine muke muke. E good to eat fruits and vegetable every day, and if you even get blender, you fit blend different fruit when you like together to make sweet drink when oyibo dey call smoothie. Now the Delta State Committee of Food and Nutrition and Delta State Ministry of Information now bring una this message.
That first news, that first kick, that first cry, and those first moments put baby to mother's breast right away. That first yellowish milk, colostrum, has the nutrients baby needs to grow healthy, strong, and sharp. Ask your health worker to put your baby to the breast within the first hour.
Start strong. Zero water exclusive breastfeeding for better future.
This message is from the Delta State Committee on Food and Nutrition and the Delta State Ministry of Information.
What happens when greed meets desperation?
Yeah.
How far would you go to get what you want?
Even my life is even on the line. So please, help me so that we can get out of this all.
How could you do this to me?
A gripping movie inspired by a true life story.
Maybe you could consider other options.
You think I've not done that?
Experience the twist, the betrayal, and the thrill that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready for the movie. The Inside Enemy. The Inside Enemy dropping on Delta TV YouTube channel on November 1 at 9 p.m. prompt. Don't miss it.
Celebrated in the US because of course that's where they grow most of the apples, the species, the recipes, comes from. But then back here in the studio, I have a guest. She is Mrs. Juliet Afe, a nutrition officer, Delta State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. That's where she's coming from this morning. Good morning to you, Mrs. Afe.
Good morning, my viewers.
All right, you're welcome to the studio this morning.
Thank you very much.
So we're talking about nutrition, and this time around, we know that nutrition is broad, and you are a nutrition officer. I noticed that there are so many diseases that we would, that we would have avoided if we're taking our nutrition very seriously. For instance, increasing the intake of fruit in our body to make our body system function optimally. So we're going to be talking about fruit intake, the importance of fruit intake. And I know that you're going to advise us on the ones that are good for us, the benefit, and why we should take it. I told them earlier when we started that they should take an apple a day. So I don't know, some say it is expensive, but maybe you will tell us the ones that are cheap now, because I know that in Nigeria nothing is actually very cheap right now. So, fruit intake, the importance of it. I need you to highlight some of the importance of fruit intakes before we now go into the types of fruits that we have.
Okay. Good morning once again. We're actually talking about fruits today, looking at fruits. First thing that should come to our mind is, what is fruit? What exactly is this fruit we are talking about? Fruit, I will actually want to come to a layman's definition so that everybody watching me right now can have an idea of what fruit actually is. Fruit is that sweet and that fleshy product of a plant or a tree. It can actually be a plant on its own, maybe, but it's something that we actually eat. We now accepted it and take it as food for man's consumption. So fruit is not something that is off like what you will not know. It's something that is common. Is that sweet part. You know, when you see a plant, that part that is very sweet that you take as the product, what that plant actually produces is actually what fruits is. So talking about fruits in general, fruit is something that is very, very essential. It's very, very nutritious. It's something that you should be added to your diet. It's not possible, although because of the way the country is, the way the economy is, a lot of people can do without fruit. They just eat food itself and neglect fruit. But fruit is something that should be added because it makes your food, your meal complete. It makes you to have the essential nutrients and vitamins that you are required of in a day for your healthy living and for the overall well-being of your life. So fruit is something that the importance cannot be overemphasized. It's something we should add in our diet to make our diet actually complete.
Okay, so let's come back home. It's important, you've just highlighted some of the importance of fruit intake. And you're saying that we should, put, like, if you're having a meal, for instance, let's be practical. This morning, I want to eat rice. And then in the afternoon, maybe I'll eat beans, porridge, and yam or potato. Yam is very expensive now. Or swallow. Then in the evening again, I'll eat apple and vegetable. No, not even, maybe a noodle soup or any soup at all. And the whole of that day, sometimes 1 week, I can even go without a fruit, like a fruit, not even. But I remember that when you visit some of all these 5-star hotels, even like normal, regular hotel, you visit them and then they are giving you continental breakfast or complimentary breakfast. You find out that you have fruit, you have desserts, you have, in your meal, like a complete meal. And I know that when I eat that meal that morning, before leaving that hotel room, I get filled. I might eat something later, but then there's this fullness that comes with it because I've eaten like a balanced diet. So what happens to our system when we cannot even afford to get the basic fruit that we should be taking in a day? So you're saying that a day, if we don't take fruit, what will happen to our system?
Actually, fruits, from where she's coming from, talking about going to places and you have let me say, we usually call it a buffet, that you have different kind of meals and you finally have your dessert, which is the fruit that will be there. That fruit that is there actually makes your food to digest fast and digest properly, and it will actually help you in the absorption of the nutrients of those other food that you have taken. So she's not talking about what if you don't take the fruit a day, what happens to your food. In as much the food you take, For instance, there's nobody that will take, let me say you want to eat eba now. Like I'm trying to come down to, so that everybody can actually understand what you're saying. Eba, you cannot just take eba and swallow it as a food. That eba will actually be taken with a soup. And in that your soup, there will be some, you might not be conscious of it. There are a lot of other nutrients that actually pack in that soup that you're going to eat. So even when you did not take fruit, you took a soup. For instance, you took, like she said, olubu soup, bitter leaf soup. Bitter leaf is a vegetable. It has a lot of benefits, health benefits when you are taking it. Those spices you use in making those soup have a lot of benefits. Some of them have some vitamins and minerals that will help and aid in digestion of that food you are eating. Bitter leaf is one thing that when you take it would swallow. It actually help your digestion.
But that's not fruit now.
It's not fruit.
Okay, so
it
let's not
debate.
debate. Let's not debate. Let's focus on the fruit.
Okay, for you to eat the food, after eating a food, you're supposed to take a fruit. If you cannot afford, let me say, fruits that are very high, you can then take the ones that are relatively cheap, or you take the ones that are grown within our environment, our communities, which are like the pawpaw. If you go around houses, in my house, as for instance, I have pawpaw in my house. Pawpaw trees there. I have pineapple there. Those things, they are actually very good for the aid digestion. They also help they are very good source of vitamin C, which helps for your immune system, helps to fight diseases and infection as they come, because your vitamin C intake is high. So there is no way you eat food without taking fruits. Then also, I'm kind of forgetting orange. Orange is something we have. It's common. Orange is common, and it has very high milligram of vitamin C. Orange has about 70 milligram of vitamin C. When you take a medium size of orange, squeeze and drink it, you can chew it, which is even better. Someone like me, I don't just suck. Yes, because those fiber helps your bowel health. When you go to toilet, you'll be able to empty your bowel as well, and your system will be free from infection and disease. You have no reason to see doctor when you go to toilet very well. Your system will be free. Your system will flow very well.
So you're saying that fruit aids in food digestion? Digestion,
yes. Okay. Fruit aid in food digestion. It helps also. It contains a lot of like the fruit. Most of them contain this antioxidant. They are antioxidants. They help to fight free chemicals. They help to prevent certain kind of cancer. So when you are actually indulge yourself in have this habit of always taking fruit, you hardly fall sick. You hardly fall sick, because the fruit has helped to break down so many things that are supposed to cause sicknesses, and help you to even add weight. You know, sometimes obesity is even a sickness. When you eat so much calories, you keep piling your body without taking fruits that helps to break them down.
For instance, this avocado used to be our own thing, like we had it, like hard. These days, to get one avocado, you have to have
very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Even the pawpaw, I think pawpaw is now, you can still get 100 naira slice of
No, you can't get pawpaw. You can't get 100. It's from 200.
Oh, it's from 200
You cannot get 100 naira. In fact, there's no fruit that is actually cheap right now. The pawpaw is not cheap. Avocado, for you to get a good one, you're looking at 500 naira. And before now, we used to have avocado trees around our environment that you can just go and pluck. But because of is it development, a lot of people, they break down, they fall down all those trees, and we are now going back to suffer to go and buy. These are things we can actually get from our own neighborhood, but now we are buying them just to help us.
Okay, can you substitute vegetables with fruit? Because I feel like the ugu, for instance, now at least you can see ugu 100 naira.
200. There's no 100 naira ugu.
Sometimes
there's nothing 100 naira in Nigeria.
So can you substitute vegetables?
In some cases you can substitute vegetables for fruits, because both of them have like minerals like vitamin K is there, potassium is there, iron. Like the ugu contain a lot of iron that is actually good for growing children. It's actually good for our health too, especially when you are aging. You need iron. because your bones are actually reducing in mass and all that. So you need all those things to actually keep you fit. So you can actually take vegetables if you cannot get fruit for that period, because vegetables also contains those minerals and those vitamins which we need. Ugu is common, we can get it, it's not too expensive. Spinach is there. A lot of people don't take spinach. When I came to Delta initially, when you want to buy spinach, there's one they call, I don't know the English name, we call it shoko. They call it shoko.
Yes.
But you come to this part of Delta, you have very few people that actually take this vegetable. What they actually know is just the ugu. And it's not just ugu. Some of the other vegetables can be a little bit cheaper than ugu, or sometimes you do variety. You take this one this time, you take another one. When you mix like that, you see at the end of the day, you'll be having the complete nutrients which you want to take. Then I want to talk about, when we're still talking about vegetable, okra. Okra is something that we should not joke with at all, especially when you are aging. You know, as you age, a lot of things, a lot of problems, health challenges will be coming. Okra, for those that have diabetes, it's something that can actually help you. It helps to regulate your blood sugar. Okra is very, very important, and it's a vegetable. So it's not just thinking, it's not only those leaves that we slice and put in our food that are vegetable. The okra is there, the onion is there, the tomato is there. All these things, when you put all of them, incorporate all of them in your diet, you will see that you have a very healthy life and you will live long without visiting the doctor often.
Well, growing up, I even sang this song in a particular recording that we did, that an apple a day keeps you away from the doctor. I don't know how if that is even still feasible, because the kind of apples that we're seeing around.
Yes.
And then also, I know some people, some persons who they don't like taking fruits, like it's not a thing. They would rather prefer taking supplement. So now we now have supplement. We have, I don't know, they say, I don't know if they are synthetic or they are natural. Sometimes they tell you these supplements, we get the good ones. They are although pricey, but if you take it, some come in gummies. You chew one a day and you're good to go. So do you subscribe to that? Which do you prefer?
Me as an individual,
organic
and I want to like suggest, I'll suggest to my viewers, I actually subscribe to the natural. I subscribe to the natural. I don't subscribe to artificial or processed food. I actually subscribe to the natural. In as much as those supplements can help you to boost some nutrients in your body, there is no way you can compare it to the natural. That supplement you are taking has undergone certain kind of processes, which might end up not even giving you the exact quantity which you require. But taking, like she also talked about people that don't like eating fruit. If you don't want to take fruit on its own, you can squeeze it into a juice. It will be watery, like water. You can drink it.
Smoothies.
Yes,
Yeah, you can
drink it. Even smoothie is expensive. When you want to make a smoothie, the combination of different fruits that you put in plates, nut is there that you put into it.
That's for salad.
It's expensive.
They have salad, they have smoothie.
Yes, it's expensive. So if you take like a cup of orange juice, squeeze it, and you just drink it. If you don't want to, if you don't want to squeeze it with your mouth, you squeeze into a container, and you make a fresh orange juice that you are sure. This one is not just getting something that is being processed. This one you are sure it's 100% nutrient intact, and you take it. So taking a fruit that is naturally made, to me, I will not subscribe to a synthetic or a processed food. I want to encourage each and every one of us to go for that natural one. Take that one that when you take it often, you will not be having deficiency in any other nutrient, which doctor will tell you, because you are deficient in this, take this supplement to help boost your immunity or to help boost your nutrient content of your body, because you are always taking it. It's become part of you. Fruit should be something that should be part and parcel of our daily intake. You understand? The way you take water, the way you take food, even as much as it's expensive, try and get the ones you can afford. And also, we should try and buy those that are in season. When they are in season, they are kind of cheap. They are kind of cheap, so and they are plenty
now, which one is
everywhere.
Can you tell us? Which one is the season now?
The season right now, I think banana is common
Hey.
now. But banana is
Don't
common.
go
Sometimes
there,
you
don't go
cannot
there.
get it. Banana is common. And before now, pawpaw was in season because I was just eating pawpaw. But what I do when I see fruits that are in season, I take so much of it that period. So that the period that they are not in season, I don't bother anymore. I don't bother.
You
I've
shift
already
away from
yes,
it.
I shift and go to the other one. Then our vegetable, you see what our vegetable can also help us to play in some other vital role. You make sure you add a lot of vegetable in your diet to help to augment those fruits that you're not taking
So what
at
happens?
that time.
Finally now, what happens when, for instance, I say I don't have money, I'm not buying any fruit, or I don't like fruit. What happens to that person?
We just keep encouraging those kind of people. There is no way you just decide you don't like fruit. In the midst of, we have so many fruits. The banana, the pawpaw, the pineapple, we have the apples, they are there. We have even kiwi. Kiwi is not common in this side, but it's there.
Raspberry,
it's there. Raspberry,
blueberry.
blueberries, they are all there. And the berries, do you know these berries?
Watermelon.
Watermelon is one of like my best fruits.
But it's
Me as an individual,
now.
it's
They don't cut for
expensive.
200
It's
again.
expensive, but
this,
I
a
take
slice like this is 500.
500. Yes.
But this one looks so yummy. Like
yes,
oh my
it's
goodness.
ripe. It's because they allowed it to mature very well. And looking at it like this, you see that this one has the 100% nutrients that is there.
Yes.
And sometimes I want to actually emphasize also when we are taking fruit, we should try and take those ones that are mature and ripe, because by when they are ripe, they actually contain the nutrient content of that fruit will be complete.
Okay.
But when they are not ripe, sometimes they might even actually end up
Cause-
harming your body for taking the ones that are not ripe,
All
because
these
they
ones
are
that they are
acidic.
showing us now, they look so beautiful.
Yes, they are ripe
If
and
we
they
go
are
outside, now outside
they
is not-
contain
it's not
they
friendly.
contain the essential nutrients and the minerals which God has embedded in them for man's consumption and for our health.
As it should be.
So fruits cannot be, well, the way I said initially, it can never be overemphasized.
The
It's
intake of
something
fruits,
we
yeah.
need in our daily intake to make sure our immunity is strong, to make sure when our immune system is high, you see we will not easily fall sick. We will not go to the hospital. The economy is not friendly. When you don't go to the hospital, you know it's just to provide food for your family. So you see that you spend less and your family will be healthy and will have a healthy state and a healthy nation also.
Okay, so because I know we're going to be talking about fruits today, I brought fruit. I don't know if I can get it. I brought fruit too because I want to look fresh. I want to look healthy. I want to live longer as well. So I brought it here. I have some slices of cucumber, and then I have apple as well. This is a slice of cucumber. Then I have it's not too sweet like that though. Then I have my red apple, very.
The red apple is actually very, very good. Although both apples are very nice. Both apples contain vitamin C. I think a medium size is around 10 to 15 milligram of vitamin C. But one thing, the red one is a little bit people will prefer than the green one. The red one contains the beta carotene, which can be converted in the body to produce vitamin A. So you see, at the end of the day, this red one now is giving you vitamin C. It's also giving you vitamin A for your eyes.
Oh wow!
That helps to improve your eye health.
So what's cucumber? What will cucumber give me? Because it's too much on this.
Cucumber has a lot of percentage of water, and also fiber is in cucumber. Okay. Cucumber will also help your bowel health, and it will also make you be hydrated.
So what's the best time to eat fruit? Because this is what I'm training. Is it okay?
Fruit does not have any time. Personally, I take fruit anytime.
Anytime. I'm not eating any other thing.
It's even better. This one now will help you to clean your system before you take food, and it will even make you not to eat too much, because like this cucumber, it contains a lot of water. It will help your skin to be hydrated. It will make your body, you have this full stomach for a long time before you fall. You start feeling like eating, that way it will help to reduce your weight. Your weight management. People like us that have a lot of fleshy
That we are
in our
fleshy.
body. So that we don't get into
So that we can
the
slay
situation
for a
of
long
become
time, you know.
to become obese.
You
When you
know.
take a lot of fruit, it will actually help you to balance your weight, and it will also help you to live a healthy and lifestyle.
All right, thank you so much. We've been speaking with Mrs. Afet Gillette. She is a nutrition officer from the Delta State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so join me if you want. Come and take a slice. Don't forget to eat. Take a fruit today. Anyone. It can be a slice of cucumber, or even the whole of it. It can be an apple, pineapple, pawpaw, banana, raspberry if you can afford it.
Yes, the one you can get around you.
Just
don't kill yourself that because you cannot afford apple, you will not take fruit. Take the one that you can
I love
see.
Blueberries, but because they are pricey.
You now went for cucumber.
I go buy this one, you understand? So cut your coat now according to your material. According to the one available. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time speaking with Mrs. Juliet. And then on the So welcome back to the studio, and yesterday was actually World Apple Day, and that interview we watched, we were highlighting the importance of fruits, eating your fruits and vegetables. Look for the one that is in season and the one that you can afford. The important thing is that you're having the right intake of your fruits and vegetables. I know that times are hard, but then don't just go on apple, and bread. You know, so try. Oranges are still affordable. Yeah, oranges affordable. Garden egg. You know, just name it. If you can afford an apple, like they say, an apple a day keeps you away from the doctor. That is the hospital. All right, back to the studio. I have with me our analyst, Henry Uchewanse. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Ify, and a beautiful Tuesday morning.
Beautiful Tuesday.
Even if it's raining, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning.
Yes.
Thanks for always having me here.
That's true. Okay, so let's go straight to the papers this morning. We have the Punch, the Daily Independent, we have the Guardian newspaper, the Daily Times, and of course the Nation. Let's quickly breeze through the front pages this morning before we come back to the studio. The Guardian is first this morning. We have here, pro-Marxist bill stall at NAS as political motions get priority. Basis has details. We have also Bobrisky did not stay outside prison during sentence, says investigation panel. Anxiety as court prepares to rule on Kano Council poll. We also have here Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo grounded amid IPOB's denial of sit-at-home order. Obasanjo warns of global conflict, says 92 countries fighting 58 wars. EFCC mocks critics, rearranges ex-governor over 5.78 billion naira fraud. All right, Daily Times now we have, it is treasonable to call for military coup. DHQ warns, says security agencies ordered to go after those calling for military takeover. PDP Capet Ganduje says boast of capturing Ondo State reckless. And Nigeria Immigration Service arrests Bobrisky at Seme border. All right, away from the Daily Times now, let's look at The Nation. The Nation newspaper front a major headline here, we have NNPCL Dangote Refinery fails to meet 1.065 billion liters supply. We also have on the front strip Najamo's transformative leadership in NCAA, and student loan. Nel Fund offers additional 92 billion naira. Portal firmly secured. All right, quickly, Ondo 2024 is on the front page of the Nation, and they have so many writers to that story. You can get a copy and read the story. We also have, lastly, let's look at the Daily Independent. PDP governors plan soft landing for Damagun. Anyang summon them. Onyilola committees meet NAS caucus on dwindling fortunes of party. And PDP says Ganduj's statement on Ondo could truncate democracy. We have assembled legal team to review Nigerian laws, federal government. And on the front strip of the Daily Independent, we have federal government halts Shell asset sale, OK's Exxon Seplat deal. We also have DHQ once again call for coup, says it is treasonable offense. And Senator Ashiru's attack on Osborne at a vendetta. This is from the NDLEA. No cash, or rather, no fresh case against NNPCL. Others over fuel importation. This is coming from Dangote. All right, quickly, because of time, let's come back to the studio now. Harry Wanze is our analyst once again. And let's start from the Daily Independent. DHQ once again call for coup, says it is treasonable offense. Before that story, away from that story, we also have another one coming, a viral video and a viral post on X alleging that the Army Chief of Staff, or rather the Army head,
Chief of Army Staff,
yes, Lagbaja has died. So, although they came up to say that he's actually very sick, but that he's not dead, and it's kinism, going on, people trying to say, okay, maybe somebody's acting, and man, they haven't confirmed his death. I don't know why people are peddling that kind of rumor. And then they're also warning people who are calling for coup, saying that it's a treasonable offense, still a treasonable offense in Nigeria, and that they are solidly behind our president.
Well, I'm really surprised this is really coming out, at this time of our economic woes and the economic downturn, the issues with inflation and the rest of it. Of course, it's a statement of fact that this is a democracy as well. Gone were the days when we're in the military era, where we have episodes of coup d'etat, counter coup, and the rest of them, both botched coup and the one they succeeded, both bloody and whatever. But now, since 1999, we've had a successful stint of democracy on broken record. So it is not out of place for the military high command to put out a notice that is treasonable felony.
That's true.
That's a fact, and I'm not thinking that anybody is kicking against that. What beats my imagination is the fact that there was this rumor flying around that the COAS, as the Chief of Army Staff, Lagbaja, is dead. And the thing that's caused a lot of apprehension and stuff like that. But I just think it's the work of mischief makers who are trying to overheat the polity.
But the truth now is that he's sick.
There's no doubt. The truth of the matter is that when fake news, has a way of causing more problem and more harm in the system. It's not just about the COAS, it's about the country as a whole. We should be very careful the kind of news we peddle. It's capable of disintegrating the country. It's capable of putting the country in chaos.
That's true.
So whether he's ill or not, allow the relevant authorities, whether he's alive or not, to at the appropriate time dish out such information and not dish out such information that does not exist, because that could amount to mendacity, falsehood, and you can be held liable. So I don't think there is anything to that. Yes, coup d'etat is treasonable felony. Like we always say, the best form of military government or rather, the worst form of democracy is better than the best form of
the military government.
Of course, as it were, there are many schools of thought that will argue anyway. So that's it.
Okay, let's look at the fuel import. Marketers differ as Dangote sues NNPCL, 5 others. Parties in talks before presidential panel. Case will be withdrawn in January, says Dangote.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
He just started and then they already.
No, I keep telling us that this is the beginning of the end of this whole issue of Dangote, the NNPCL, and all the actors within the petroleum industry. There are a lot of interest. This is a case of interest, and this, like I keep telling you, these are when you talk about the Central Bank of Nigeria and the petroleum industry, these are key and sensitive areas. In fact, we talk about the power sector. That a lot of corruption is going on, a lot of intrigues, power play behind the scenes. So it is not easy for someone to come and clean the Augean stable in one day. It will take a lot of time. So there is more to all this drama. But Dangote has put out a statement to say there is no fresh case, as it were. And this case they're talking about is not just the case for today. They've already instituted this case, I think sometime, I've forgotten, a long time ago, some few months back. So it's not as if it's a fresh case. And what was the case about? Say you granted license to Dangote to import fuel and to take care of the domestic front, and you still grant licenses to other, and so they are saying, they're asking the court, to intervene, to address such issues. And now on the other hand, again, the federal government again, or the NNPCL saying Dangote has not been able to meet up his quota of 1.3 million barrels per day, as was agreed. So you see there are a lot of back and forth. We don't even know who's saying the truth or not. But the bottom line is that there is a battle for the soul of the petroleum industry. A battle for the soul of the upstream and downstream sector is a lot of interest, a lot of power play involved. So what we are seeing is playing out. But unfortunately, I keep saying, this is not what the people wants to hear. Now, what the ordinary man in the street wants is that the price of PMS should come down. Because there's a lot of issues that are tied to the issue of increase in the pump price of fuel. Transportation is on the high. They've made several unsuccessful attempts at ensuring we transit from the renewable source to non-renewable source, as the case may be, getting the CNG buses or vehicles, and we've seen that it has been unsuccessful. At best, it is not as we had hoped it was going to be, as the president promised last year. So that is what the people wants to see. All this back and forth between NNPCL and Dangote and the presidential panel. What is going to come out of it? I don't think anything. So I think the president, who is the Minister of Petroleum, who is unfortunately MIA at the moment, should step into this issue of the Dangote.
He's back.
Whatever, but okay. Let's say he's back. And
okay, he's back, but he's still MIA.
He's still MIA as far as I'm concerned, because if you render
in that sector,
incommunicado. But the point is, he has to be fully present. He has to be fully present. His presence has to be felt. For God's sakes, you are the Minister of Petroleum. You step into the issue and try and see if you can wade into this feud between the NNPC and Dangote, because it is not healthy for the petroleum industry, as it were.
All right, Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo grounded amid IPOB's denial of sit-at-home order. So my neighbor didn't go out today, and I asked. He said,
they denied the fact that Tuesday was not involved. Even a certain Simon Ekpa from Finland has also said there's nothing like that, because the one that they all know is that of
a certain Simon Ekpa.
Yes, I will call him a certain Simon Ekpa because he's a non-state actor for one. Two is out there in Finland causing problems here. So Simon Ekpa in
it's the people that I don't even blame him. People took the instruction.
No, you have
from
to
him.
You have to blame him too, first and foremost, because he's sowing the seed of discord back home. Why is out there in a country that works?
Yes.
So if you mean well for Nigeria, you want to have a Biafra or whatever name you call yourself, you should come back home.
That's true.
Lobby your lawmakers, like I always say. This is not in our constitution. A lobby, I'll see if they can introduce the clause of referendum, so that we can say, I don't want to be part of this project called Nigeria again. instead of causing mayhem. Now, the point now is that the economic hardship is telling on the people, your people.
Your people.
If you know, the people were complaining about the problems that's caused in the southeast. The economic activities have been grounded. People who have businesses cannot go to the places of work. Those who go to school cannot go to school. How does it help the cause? Yeah, let's assume, yes, the man, Mazen Nandekano, has been held whatever way, and people are saying, yes, the federal government is not being fair and stuff like that. But how does the seat at home help his case? Will it get him out of there? Rather, you end up impoverishing your people. You end up causing more problems for your people. So that's why sometimes I look at these non-state actors, like with the likes of Simon Ekpa and the rest of them. They are doing it for their own selfish. They just want these. They want to be, deified as God who can, sit down somewhere. If he has the guts, he should come back home and begin to do these things. So for me, I think the sit at home is already long overdue and should be, a thing of the past. I know Enugu State government has tried at some point. Looks like there's a semblance of, standing terms of Enugu State. But other states have tried, like Anambra State, and
Anambra State governor
it has defied all odds. Yes.
Just recently and said any shop that is locked should be retrieved from the person.
You see, we are making that mistake. It's not about use of force. There are means and ways you can get this. I know Enugu State government tried it at some point, and though it is succeeding, partially. But the thing is that the people are scared.
People are scared.
How can you be sure that I will be protected if I come out? Many people have come out, they killed somebody. They've killed about many persons who opened their shops in defiance to these people. Will the federal government, will the security agencies be there to protect you when these people come? There are places in Anambra State like EL and some places that you cannot even go to today because these guys are in total control, or non-government or whatever. That is just like more the epicenter where they carry out their operations. Where are the security agencies? So you now tell me doing a legitimate business that I'm managing to open when I've been told not to. It's just like in the north. These people even prefer to even pay taxes to these Boko Haram, these insurgents, to be able to protect them because they pay taxes to them. Because the government cannot protect them. And it is the duty of the government, according to Section 14, subsection 2B, that the security and welfare of people is the primary purpose of government. So if my government cannot protect me and I'm getting protection elsewhere, unfortunately or sadly enough, I have to be very careful.
Of course.
Because when it happens, nobody will be there.
Nobody will be there.
See what happened over the weekend about the festival. People were coming out in the same Anambra State.
That went south.
We are talking about the same Anambra. This is a part of all the non-state action. A festival that is supposed to be a peaceful, a joyous occasion to attract a lot of tourists. Somebody came, or some group of gunmen came in broad daylight, opened fire, and killed a lot of people. 16 persons were reported dead, and I'm sure that the number will increase as time goes on because there were a lot of casualties. So tell me how, in God's name, you tell me come out and there is no sit at home, and you expect me to come out when I don't have that assurance that the government will be able to protect me. But the bottom line is, like I'm saying, is those who are, farming the embers of war and discord, those who are calling for the sit at home and the rest of it should know it is not in the best interest of the Southeast. It's not in the best interest of your people, because you end up, the same people you claim to be protecting or fighting their interests, you are impoverishing them. You are making their lives even harder. So I think it's unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this kind of situation.
Really, really unfortunate. Okay, lastly, because of time, Bobrisky did not stay outside prison during sentence, says investigation panel. So yesterday submitted the investigation to the Ministry of Interior, I guess. And then, but I have another one I wanted to read about his, Nigerian Immigration Service arrest Bobrisky at Semen border.
All right, let's take one at a time. The investigation panel was so swift in carrying out our investigation. It remains to be seen whether their investigation is actually the true position of things, but they've already submitted a report. I heard it's about 140-page report on what happened.
On an individual.
Yes. Now, what it has gone to show, let's assume I want to work on that investigative report, that it could correct, what really transpired was that he actually served his sentence, but he didn't serve it outside the enclaves of the prison as was being, postulated. But in that report, it was noteworthy to indicate that he was given all the perks, privileges, special cells, and some other stuff. And I said it the other time I was on this program that this is not something new.
Special
It is
service.
unusual. It is unfortunate that we should be having that, because no one prisoner or inmate should be treated differently from the other. As far as I'm concerned, you are a criminal at that point in time. You've committed a crime. Everybody should be treated equally. There should be no means of preferential treatment. I'm happy Dr. Tunji Ojo, the Minister of Interior, said those erring officers, who if they are found culpable, they will be dealt according to the extant rules, guiding, such service. Because you are not supposed to have ground preferential treatment. But I've said it time and time again. This is not something new. It is something that's been with us. Some persons go there.
This is for Bobrisky.
Yeah.
How about our
Abdul Rashid.
politicians?
They even mentioned Abdul Rashid, the guy in charge of the pensions that ran away with the money and disappeared as many times. These are things we see every day. So not until there are consequences for actions done, these things will keep going on. These things have been going on for too long. If you have money to pay, just go and they give you special treatment and stuff like that. So that has been established that, he didn't evade what's it called, prison sentence. He served the sentence. It's now left for them to work on investigative reports. Those who have been found culpable of doing that should be dealt with. Now, the issue of him, Idris Okuneye, aka Bobrisky, being caught at Semeboda, one would have begin to it raised a lot of eyebrows. What is he doing in Semeboda? What is he trying? Is he trying to flee? Because like most people, like the nation said, if he was trying to flee, is suspicious. You are a person of interest. You are a person of interest, POI, in this particular case. Why would you be fleeing or seem to be fleeing? You should stay back until the investigation and everything has been concluded. So it begs the question, is he trying to hide from something? Where is he running to? Because there's only a guilty man that runs when he's not being pursued. So that is why the Nigerian Immigration Service has said, yes, we are doing our work, we are being professional. I say, yeah, good. Let them continue to be professional, not just in case of Bobrisky.
Yeah.
In every other case.
Because it's in the
like the issue of this other guy that escaped the country, the what's it called? Is it Binance and stuff like that? Somebody who was in stuff like that. And we see this every day.
Yeah.
So the professionalism should be carried out to every individual. Should not be selected. My say that I want to commend them for a job well done to ensuring that Bobrisky was intercepted at Semeboda, and here he has been detained and maybe questioned and stuff like that. They should continue in their professionalism. It's a good one. I think we'll wait for the Minister of Interior and the federal government on the issue of investigative panel report, see how far they are able to go. Because if it's swept under the carpet and those who the heads that are supposed to row and they didn't row, these things will continue. This thing has been with us for a very long time.
So
people go to prison and
that's
doing preferential treatment.
According to Daily Trust now, just as we're wrapping up, how recovered consignment of drugs from a Senator Ashiru's house. This from NDLEA and rightly captured from the Daily Trust.
Almost all the papers carried it. There was this other one that saying that him accusing the NDLEA of raiding his house is just trying to paint them black, and it's just vendetta for them raiding his house. So you see, it goes to show you that crime has no brother, no sister, has no constituency, and that almost every strata of the country are involved in one form of crime, and that the law itself should be seen to be no respecter of persons. Whether you are a distinguished, as it were, Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether you are the president, I know it's immune from criminal persecution. When the time comes, when the immunity clause ends, he should be made to face the music if he's found guilty of any umbrage. Like I'm saying, yes, if the NDLEA is accusing him, they should charge him to court. Like I'm saying, there should be no sacred cows. There should be no sacred cows. Anybody who has been found culpable, get all your facts right. Carry out your intelligence report. Don't just come out to the pages of the paper and make it over-sensationalization of the whole thing and overblow it out of proportion. At the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. That's my concern. So if they say in Ashiru, yes, they intercepted a large cache of illicit drugs in his apartment, the right thing should be done. It should be made. He should be called to question, and let us see if he's found guilty. He should serve as a deterrent to others. The problem of this country is the idea of not being able to be accountable for what you've done. There are no consequences for actions done. See the fight now. I know you didn't because there's no time. The issue of 16 states that have taken the EFCC to court that it should be scrapped, that is illegal. Some have argued, even though Lisa Agbakuba SAN has argued using Chapter 1, Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, to state that certain provisions were not carried properly, while Femi Falana SAN is saying EFCC has come to say and stuff like that. And you see that corruption, is a hydra dreaded monster, and people, no matter how you want to look at it, yes, it's sub judice to talk about this case now, but you see that there are a lot of people who do not want things to work, who want to circumvent the process, and they will do everything they can within their reach. But all I'm saying is that the law should take its course. We're in a country which should be guided by laws. If not, we live in a chaotic country, or a country with anarchy.
And we don't want that.
We don't want that for our country.
All right. Thank you so much, Henry Uchewante, as always. We appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on today's edition of Morning Ride, Tuesday's edition of Morning Ride. On behalf of the crew, I most appreciate our presentation director, Ufoma Olojoba. Yes, thank you so much, Uche. And of course, James are the cameramen on duty this morning. On behalf of my co-anchor, Onometano, the magnificent Onometano, my name is Ife Osita Olonwa. Thank you so much for your time. See you next week, Tuesday. Bye for now.